Yo, Ozone team, I hope we're all good. Firstly, I do want to apologise for the delay on this training. Full transparency, I'd done a training on this a couple of weeks ago, but after just something wasn't sitting right with me. Um, to put you to give you a bit of context to this, a mindset training, there's so many different layers to developing the right mindset because it's so individual, right? Everyone struggles or everyone has different tendencies, different struggles when it comes down to developing the best mindset possible, right? So the training I'd done before was very generalized and whatnot. I'm like, there's nothing really actionable to take away from this. So I sat on it, I watched it, I rewatched it, tried to jig a few things around, and I just ended up scrapping it, right? So mindset is going to be a training that we will touch on frequently, and as it already has been, it will be something that we obviously speak about on a one-on-one level as well, just so that we are, of course, developing the best mindset for you, the individual, right? But these trainers are always good to touch base on something and then give you some actionable steps to take away. So that's what this training is going to be about, right? Each mindset training that we're going to do, there's going to be something for you to take away and apply it. And then we'll take that feedback from you applying it, and then we'll find out if it works or if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, then cool. And then there'll be more and more layers to developing the right mindset. So, yeah, I just want to kind of make that one clear. But this training, I think I've kind of nailed it on the head here. I think this training is fucking pretty good. So let me know once you've watched this, what you thought about it, what was the best bits, and if you're going to apply anything that I speak about. This is going to be short and sweet here. There's going to be three actionable topics that we're going to actually touch on. And again, hopefully keeping it nice and short and compact. It just leaves you that action set to go, right, this is what I'm going to do. All right, so let's get into it. So, how to improve your mindset? Mindset improvement, I believe, comes down to a few things, but these three things I think are very, very important. Yes, very generalized, but very, very important. Confidence is built through data, through evidence, through you doing the actual thing consistently, right? It's also improving productive self-talk. I hate the word positive self-talk. I think it's quite hippie, and I think it's not a good title for what we actually need to do because not everyone responds to uh, positive self-talk. I am powerful, I am fit, I am strong, and things of that nature. It works for some people and it doesn't work for some people. This is why I've put the word productive in there because we need to find out what triggers you to keep going and push past that the barrier of you wanting to stop or slow down, right? So productive self-talk, we need to improve that, develop that. And then the third one is awareness of when you break. There are points in training sessions, and in racing when we mentally just go, "Fuck, this is hard," and we drop a gear. You know, we pull back just a little bit. We don't go into that higher end threshold. We stay high end tempo. You know, everyone does it, or everyone has done it. We're tired, we're fatigued, we've got a threshold session, we've got 10 rounds, but we only do eight, things like that. Everyone does it, or everyone has done it, or had those thoughts as well. So we need to touch on these three things here. Um, a lot of the time, we're going to touch on this first one. So confidence comes from data. A lot of the time, athletes, individuals look for external motivation. They look to the athlete that inspires them the most, and they try and form a similar mindset. If that athlete has, an alter ego, or they have a saying, or they have a mannerism or something, they try and then almost copy that. I don't think that's the most productive thing to do. I really, really don't. I think if we want to really develop true self-confidence, we look at the our application to the process over weeks and months. Have we nailed the work? Did we do what was required? Did we skip out on sessions? Did we uh, stop a set early? Did we pull back on the final rep of our track session? Did we do all the volume that was programmed and prescribed. Did we do these things? Internally, we're going to know. We're the only ones who really know if we've done the work that's required or if we've not. Have we skipped out on the work? And that during a very, very hard race will show up. That will play on your mind. I'm running the burpees and the heart rate is 198, and we're like, fucking hell, this is only the halfway point of the race. We start to then have those conversations with ourselves to go, yeah, you didn't do as much burpee volume as you should have. Steve programmed 200 meters, you only done 100. All those conversations are then going to come up during the race. And then that's when we almost mentally start spiraling down. All right. So confidence, true confidence comes from the work that's done. One of my favorite athletes in the world is Ross Edgley. And he speaks about the amount of volume that he does on a daily basis. Swims 10K a day every day. And he speaks about confidence going into the Great British Swim, swimming in the Yukon, swimming around Iceland. He speaks about it was just he'd done enough volume and he'd done enough work. He'd done everything that was required of him in the process that it was just a matter of time before he actually completed said task. So he went into every single endeavor that he'd done fully confident that he could complete it physically because he's done the work. So confidence comes from doing the work. It comes from data. If you've skipped out on sessions, you're not going to stand on that start line as confidently as you possibly can because you know you've not done all the work that's required. All right. Improve productive self-talk. This again is so individual, right? But we need to understand as individuals, as athletes, we need to understand how we talk to ourselves during hard sessions. Do we identify as someone who stops when it starts hurting, or do we identify as someone who pushes on and just grits their teeth, bites down on the gum shield and cracks on even though high heart rate, lactate in the legs, lactate in the shoulders, high fatigue levels, it's hurting on rep 79 and 80 of the wall balls of a 100 rep set. How you talk to yourself in those moments is going to be absolutely critical to how you then continue. All right. Again, productive self-talk. Are you someone who on race week sits on Instagram and looks at every single person that you're going to be competing against and almost just negatively self-talk? Oh, they're faster than me. He's way faster than me. He's stronger than me. She's faster than me. Oh, fuck, she beat me in the last race that we raced together and things like that. Are you someone who does that? Is that the most productive thing that you can do? Probably not if it's then going to keep you up at night, if it's going to then impact your confidence and it's then going to impact how you go and attack a race. Vice versa. Are you someone who thrives in that, in doing that? Knowing that you've got a stacked lineup, do you go, fuck yes, I get to test myself against the best. So I'm now raring to go. I'm going to go out hot and I'm going to hold on and just find out if I can hold on to some of the best athletes in the world. Again, it's very individualized, but how you speak to yourself is so, so fucking important to how well you're actually going to execute a race. If you worry and doubt and compare your current ability to other people that you might be racing against, and that is going to massively impact how you race and how you go and attack the race and how you execute the race and how you feel and how you sleep and how you recover because stress levels are going to be high, adrenaline is going to be high, and so on and so forth, right? So we need to really understand look at the habits that you've got pre-race. Look at the habits that you've got pre-big session. Look at the internal conversations that you have during a tough threshold session. Really identify those things. Get clear on how you actually productively talk to yourself or unproductively talk to yourself during those moments, because that is going to be key for us to look at and potentially improve if the mindset side of things is the area that you need to improve. All right. And then the final point we're going to make is the awareness of when you break. There's going to be points in a race, in a session where you're just like, fuck me, this is hard. Let's pull back a little bit. And you almost like try and negotiate with yourself. It's like, oh, if you just pull back now, heart rate will lower down and that'll be more comfortable or whatnot. We all do it. We all have done it. We all have those internal things. We're not robots. We're not these high performing robots who are just like, yeah, pain, let's just keep going. we're not like that, right? We're all humans at the end of the day. It's just some people have got more productive self-talk or just being exposed to that level of intensity for that duration and whatnot. So they're more experienced in coaching ourselves through those periods when mentally we're just like, fuck, we could slow down here, right? But really understanding when you break and what those conversations are with yourself is going to be, again, very, very key for us to be super aware of just how you are as an athlete from a mental standpoint. All right. So that's what our homework is going to be moving forward is understand that confidence, true confidence comes from the data that you've done or the work that you've done. That's where confidence comes from. If you've done the work that's required, you should be the most confident you've ever been. How you speak to yourself during tough sessions, during tough races, how you keep calm and composed during things that didn't go to plan, heavy sled, for example, no chalk on the farmer's cards, for example, slippy wall ball, for example, how you keep calm and composed is always going to be key. So identify those things during training, during a race and whatnot. And then being aware of when you break or almost break and you start negotiating with yourself in training sessions during the week when the weather's shit, during a tough race. All these things are going to be super, super key for us to really identify and understand. So that's your homework over the next couple of weeks. All right. If you want to, if you want to improve your mindset as an athlete, start identifying these three things. I guarantee you, once you start doing it over and over again, it's just repetition, being aware of it, understanding the identity that you've got as an athlete is super key and super important. Once you do that, we can then start to really understand how you operate from the mental aspect as an athlete. Right, team? So, again, I hope this one all made sense. I hope this is beneficial for you all. Let me know in the comments or let me know on WhatsApp, seriously. Yeah, other than that, enjoy this one.